Hey Nagito, are you still hiding something?
Hiding?
Like, during the blackout, did something happen between you and Byakuya that we don't know about?
Who knows?
After all this, what else do you intend to hide?
Jeez, the moment your back's against the wall, you get all silent. You piss me off.
What happened during the blackout? Ugh! If you cross your eyes like this, it gives you double vision!
Don't get distracted! Our lives are at stake, you know?
God damn it, Ibuki.
Huh? Whose life is at stake?
Seriously, how long is it gonna take for you to understand the damn rules?
Nobody can see in the dark, no matter how hard you think about it. The truth is beyond your sight. Don't you think that's a pretty clever metaphor? Despite the fact that it came from me?
No, that's not it.
Not it. What's not it?
Truth is beyond our sight? No, it can't be. Oh, that's what it was. There was a skewer missing. It's a skewer that killed him. Fuck, Maybe it's this then? No? Damn it. Okay, what's the... There should be some way for us to find out what happened in the dark. Oh. Where is it? I can prove it with this. I was trying to, like, go too many steps Even ahead. if we couldn't see what happened in the dark, I'm pretty sure someone could have heard it. Isn't that right, Ibuki?
For reals?
Don't act so
You
surprised.
were the one who told me, remember? How everyone was shouting during the blackout?
Everyone, calm down! We gotta stay calm in a situation like this!
Ah! Don't step on my feet!
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
Perhaps the breaker overloaded?
Hold on a sec. I'll go along the wall and do something about it.
Such perceptive hearing. Impressive. I'd expect no less from the ultimate musician.
It's a good thing your ears are awesome because your face, style, figure, and personality totally suck.
You've cut me deep with your knife of truth!
However, after hearing what Byakuya and Nagito said in the dark...
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
It almost sounds like... Byakuya fought back against Nagito or something.
Well, that's actually what happened. As a sign of respect for Ibuki's talent, I have a small confession to make. I was actually shoved out from under the table by Byakuya.
He shoved you out?
Just as the blackout occurred, I hurried to duck under the table and grab the knife. But Byakuya, wearing his night vision goggles, caught me and shoved me right out from under the table. That's right. I'm so incompetent that I couldn't even grab the knife.
So Byakuya stopped him when he was trying to get the knife, and then got shoved out from underneath the table before he could even grab it. Well, it sounds plausible. I mean, just from listening to what they both said at the time.
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
I could interpret it like that. No, actually, now I think about it, that sounds exactly what
After
happened.
getting shoved out from under the table, I I was just as confused as you guys. I lost sight of the glowing paint. And I didn't even know where the power cord was. Before I realized it, the lights had come back on, and Byakuya's body was lying under the table.
Hold on! Are you saying you're not the killer?
From the very beginning, the idea to throw a party, hiding the knife, setting up the blackout, it was all going according to plan. But unfortunately, my plan failed. And all thanks to Byakuya's night vision goggles. What happened after that? Even I don't know.
You failed? Then you're not the one who killed Byakuya?
Then we're right back to square one!
How can that be? We spent all this time talking back and forth!
Meaninglessness. What other word is brimming with so much despair? But you can't give up. You need to have hope. Do your best and move forward. Rising to the challenge again and again is why you guys are the symbols of hope.
Is Nagito really not the killer? Is this guy really the Nagito I knew before? No, there's no way I can say that. I just thought I knew him. But this whole time, I didn't know anything about this guy. I didn't know his true character. It's as simple as that. But now's not the time for me to dwell on that. We need to find Byakuya's killer by any means possible. Because if we don't, we will die here. Suspended?
Well now.
Now then, the class trial's reached its climax, but... Okay, here's a question for you. Huh? What's this? To those of you who figured it out, who it is, how about you try our Guess the Killer challenge? Whoever fails to guess the right killer will have their save data melt away like butter. But if you guess right, I'll reward you with $10 billion. So 10 billion? Of course, for those who don't know who the killer is, you can just continue on.
Well then, what are you gonna do?
Just kidding. You can't make a choice. Oh, okay, so it was. There's no way you'd be able to guess who the killer is. And of course,
there's no $10 billion either!
You're so evil!
Okay. So, as anticipated. Alright. I'm gonna take a quick break before the end of the trial. Fuck, we've been streaming for 8.5 hours, which is really long. We're almost at the 4 a.m. mark, which is where I said I would stop, which I didn't really think through was 9 hours. But we're almost done with chapter 1, and that's great. That'll be our stopping point when we finish this trial. But right now, I need to go use the restroom, so you guys go get some snacks, take a walk, stretch your legs, and I'll see you back in 5. Alright. And for this last section of the game, or for the last part of the chapter, got another good drink. Good old Jamaican me happy. Man, this game is so much longer.
Mon ami, and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. The group's leader, Byakuya, got killed. And his killer is among this group of students? No, I'm not gonna believe it. I'll never believe it.
Yeah.
'Cause I believe in everyone. So do your best. And don't forget to save regularly.
Well, what now? If the knife isn't the murder weapon, there's no definitive proof that I'm the killer.
Shut up! We'll be the judge of that.
You say you were shoved away, but you can't actually prove it, right?
That's right. Even if a different weapon was used, it does not mean Nagito has been cleared of suspicion.
But there's another reason why I don't think Nagito is the killer.
There's still more?
Huh.
Based on what we've discussed, Byakuya was killed under the table, right?
Is there something wrong with that?
Well, even if that's true, I feel Nagito looks, clean.
Nobody's ever complimented me on my appearance before. Not even my own
Jesus.
mother.
I'm not talking about your looks.
He has no blood on him.
I see! Are you trying to say something like, why didn't Nagito have any bloodstains on him?
Yes, that's it. Because under the table, there was a lot of blood splattered everywhere, right? There were even bloodstains on the inside of the tablecloth.
Which is a bit more curious. Why were there bloodstains around the tablecloth?
If he stabbed Byakuya to death, it's strange he did not get splattered with an appropriate amount of blood.
I didn't get any blood on me? That is weird.
You just used something to block the blood, didn't you?
Something that might have been used to block the blood splatter. What do you think it could have been? I guess we did see something I could have used. Isn't that right, Hajime?
Yeah, there is one thing.
I can prove it with this! You're talking about the bloodstained tablecloth we found in the storage room, right?
Yep.
If there are bloodstains on it, that settles it. Nagito used the tablecloth to block the blood splatter.
I wouldn't be so sure.
That was found in the storage room, right? Are you suggesting he hid it there after the murder?
You mean after the lights came back on? What would he have done if we'd seen him?
That's true. The tablecloth was pretty big. So even if you tried to hide it and take it with you...
Wearing a tablecloth, going under the table, getting a knife in a blackout, and stabbing someone. That's not just impossible for someone like me. Wouldn't it also be impossible for you guys too?
Then, what does it mean?
Maybe. The killer didn't necessarily stab Byakuya under the table.
Really? I'm trying to comprehend how that could be the case.
No, there's no mistake that the murder occurred under that table.
Even the inside of the tablecloth was bloody. So there's no denying Byakuya was killed there.
But that doesn't mean where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are the same, right?
What?
I don't understand at all!
You're saying that the killer was under the floorboards, is that what you're trying to say? The place where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are different?
Hajime, you look like you're onto something.
Really? But it sounds like a riddle. I feel like I'm onto something, but it's
still not clear what that is.
Under the table, but not under the table. If it's somehow possible, it's the only way that makes sense. Moving forward, we should put aside all unnecessary preconceptions and just choose the answer. I think.
In scenes where you have to figure out important words, the improved hangman guidance will occur. The goal is to line up the right letters in order so that it reveals a keyword related to the incident. It's like a puzzle game. Various letters will be flying on the screen in all directions. There are 2 rules you must remember. If 2 different letters clash, you will take damage. If 2 of the same letter clash, they will fuse. You must make 2 of the same letters clash while trying to make 2 different characters, to not let 2 different characters clash. That is what is most important. In order to do that, you will be given a technique called catch and release. When you move your reticle over with the left stick, press A while on top of the letter. You can snatch a letter like a vacuum. That's what it means to catch a letter. However, you can only catch 1 letter at a time, so please be careful. When you press the A button while you have a letter caught, you can shoot the letter where your cursor is aiming. This is how you release. With the catch and release, you can change the position of letters and hit letters into each other. Make sure you hit the same letters so you can fuse them. The fused letters will freeze and get bigger. By pressing the A buttons, you can blow them up to erase them from the field. This is called firing the letters. Catch the letters with the A button and fuse them with, and after you fuse them, fire them with the A button. That's a whole lot of A buttons. However, if you want to erase letters, you won't be able. If you just erase letters, you won't be able to clear the game. Ultimately, the main goal of Improved Hangman is completing the keyword, displaying the question with the B button, and figure out what the keyword what will answer the keyword. About lining up the keyword, instead of pressing the A button to fire a letter, you can press the Y button. If that happens, at the same time the letter blows up, it will be sent to the keyword list. If a sent letter is correct, it will fill the keyword list. If it is not, the influence gauge will take damage. You must write the keyword in order based on the flying letters. Please think about the complete word. Also, if you leave a fused word alone for a while, it will just blow up on its own. In that case, it will still do damage to you. Please be careful. I took so long to explain it, but do you understand now? Press start, yep. This sounds hard as hell. Using those words as clues, I should put aside my preconceptions to try to think about it. Something is coming to me. Just a little more. I have a feeling I can see something. Under the floor. Oh, I can erase things. I forgot about that. Okay, that's what I need. Now, what was it to... That's what it was. Ow. Yep. Huh. It's not giving me any T's. If it's not under the floor, what could it be? Oh no, there's a T. It just was being not very friendly. It was nice enough to give me almost all the letters in a row. There we go. Okay, I need an F now. Not R's. There we go. I need 2 O's. There we go. There's 1. There's 2. Now I need an R. There we go. Boom, shakalaka.
I got it!
But who could have gotten under the floor?
Got it! The killer must have stabbed Byakuya from under the floorboards.
Under the floorboards?
The floorboards in the old building are full of gaps, and there was no carpet laid out under the table. If they stuck the weapon through one of the gaps, they could have stabbed Byakuya to death. If so, that means the killer was able to get under the floorboards. Where? I don't know that yet, but I have a feeling there's someone here who does know.
Yep. How did you get under the floorboards,
You're the
buddy?
only one! Hey, Gundam, you dropped your earring in the dining hall, right?
Are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
About that earring.
I said, are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
About that
Hellhound earring.
You dropped it beneath the floorboards, right?
Just a bit longer and I would have reduced everything, including that old building, to ashes. However, it's just as the old legend said. The Hellhound earring has returned to its owner.
Is it safe to say that that earring is the one hanging from your right ear? Huh? Could it be? Gundam wasn't wearing an earring during the investigation. And if he had it on by the time the class trial began, then that means Gundam was able to retrieve his earring from beneath the floorboards during the investigation.
So, Gundam knows how to get under the floorboards.
It's understandable. After all, you fools only view the world through eyes of glass. But I am different. With the power of my 4 dark devas of destruction, it is of no concern. Truly, this is the evil 4th eye. Before the might of the evil 4th eye, all visual chaos is rendered asunder.
What should
Okay.
I do? I'm embarrassed just listening to him.
Oh! Man up and speak more clearly!
Fine, I shall tell you all. The answer was in the storage room.
Really?
One of my 4 dark devas of destruction, Mirage Golden Hawk, Jumpy, has seen beyond the chaos. A secret passage of doom leading to the underground lurks beneath a large assortment of random boxes. After securing a lighter from the supermarket, I threw caution to the wind and ventured below the floorboards. And as a result of that lonesome battle, I was able to recover the Hellhound earring with my own 2 hands. Tremble with fear, fools! Behold my power!
There he goes blabbing about power and crap. You're ridiculous. You're just a breeder, you know.
Anyway, it sounds like you can go under the floorboards from the storage room.
Then that has to be how the killer did it. If the space beneath the floor is empty, it's not that far to move from the storage room to the dining hall.
I see. If they passed through the storage room, I understand why the tablecloth was put there.
The killer lurked under the floorboards during the party, and from there, stab, stab, stab!
Are you sure?
You don't like stab, stab, stab? Should it sound more fleshy, like...
I think it's Taro now.
I'm not talking about your sound effects. You're saying they snuck under the floorboards, but that means they would have had to leave the party, right? So, was there anyone who was able to do that?
Then whoever wasn't at the party is the killer. They must be the one who was waiting under the floorboards.
Who wasn't at the party again?
I didn't participate, but I was guarding the entrance, remember? Monomi over there can be my witness, right?
Yes! This Monami over here is your witness!
I believe there's no need to discuss this matter further, but I was unable to leave the bathroom.
I was in the kitchen for a long time, but I frequently went to the dining hall to deliver my dishes.
The only person who wasn't at the party... Judging from the photo I took before the blackout...
It obviously has to be him.
I don't know if it was Fuyuhiko though.
Yay! It's decided!
What the fuck are you saying? I'm not the killer!
I don't think it's
Oh,
Fuyuhiko.
really? What happened to the tough guy who was saying stuff like,
I can do it. Don't mess with me! I'll fucking kill you!
see? You're making threats again.
Yep, that's right. Things are starting to get exciting.
Don't think it's him. It would be too obvious if it was him. Can now use the silencer. Silence A. Yeah. Okay. That's a lot of accounts.
During the party, the killer was lurking under the floor like a cockroach.
And they could have stared at panties all day. Without going to the storage room in the dark.
Is that true, Fuyuhiko?
Don't act like I'm the fucking killer!
But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know?
That means you have no alibi.
That's not true.
The culprit is self-evident.
I know what I need to do.
During the party, the killer was lurking under the floor.
And they could have stared at without going to the store. Is that true?
Don't act like I'm the...
But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know?
That means you have no alibi.
Really? Really? I guess. Well, let me just check what everyone else's alibi was. Yeah, it couldn't be Taro because Ibuki heard him. Yeah. What was the other?
The culprit is self-evident.
It's just 5 different accounts, okay.
During the party, was lurking under the floor like
Oops,
a
that's not what I
cockroach.
meant to do. So, let's see.
Then they could have stared at panties all day. Without going to the storage room in the dark.
Is that true?
Don't act like I'm the fucking killer!
But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know.
That means you
Is
have
this
no...
really it? Okay, no, it
No,
just
that's
bounced
wrong.
for some reason before. It's a little finicky with the hit detection. Alright.